The BC Lions host their final preseason game tonight against the Calgary Stampeders at BC Place. Now, I don't normally attend preseason games thinking as a fan that they're somewhat meaningless. Well, tell that to the many guys, the many players who are actually trying to make the final roster for the Lions tomorrow. Joining us from his home is longtime province football writer Lowell Ullrich. LU, I want to talk about these battles. There are a lot of positions that are at stake at this training camp. If I'm going to the game tonight, if someone's going to the game tonight, what's the one key battle that you would recommend watching?
Well, the one key battle is at the position, Jonathan, that's the toughest to really determine, and that's along that offensive line where you see all those big hoggies trying to block people, and sometimes it's hard to sort of assess what they're doing. But the Lions had two retirements in the offseason at left guard and at left tackle, and really and truly they haven't solved either of those two issues. The left tackle is probably the one area where they really have the most concern. Two imports that, they're going to be hard-pressed to be familiar to a lot of fans right now. A guy by the name of Andre Ramsey and a guy by the name of Nair Amatre are battling at left tackle. And you know what? It's not very sexy, but that's where the big job is tonight that's lying.
LU, the Lions have two new coordinators, essentially the two assistant coaches to Mike Benavides. You have Kahari Jones running the offense, Mark Washington running the defense. The Lions have gone younger with this, obviously, this leadership tandem. My question for you is, which one was needed more? Which one was a greater concern going into this 2014 season, the offense or the defense?
Well, the one key battle is at the position, Jonathan, that's the toughest to really determine, and that's along that offensive line where you see all those big hoggies trying to block people, and sometimes it's hard to sort of assess what they're doing. But the Lions had two retirements in the offseason at left guard and at left tackle, and really and truly they haven't solved either of those two issues. The left tackle is probably the one area where they really have the most concern. Two imports that, they're going to be hard-pressed to be familiar to a lot of fans right now. A guy by the name of Andre Ramsey and a guy by the name of Nair Amatre are battling at left tackle. And you know what? It's not very sexy, but that's where the big job is tonight that's lying.
LU, one player you won't see playing tonight, and he'll be on the sidelines, of course, is the all-star quarterback for the Lions, Travis Lulay. So what this has done, of course, is it puts the ball in the hands of Lulay's #1 backup, Kevin Glenn, and the #2 backup, John Beck. Is this long-term a huge concern for the Lions?
Well, when you trade for a guy in Glenn who's is in his 14th year in the CFL, you couldn't ask for a better or an easier transition to the situation. I mean, Kevin Glenn is a capable quarterback and, quite frankly, is capable of taking this team right from late June, where we are now, right to the end of November. I really believe that the Lions do not miss a beat whatsoever if Kevin Glenn goes down. However, we all know that quarterbacking it's a long season and an 18-game sort of marathon. It's John Beck, who's the 6-year NFL veteran out of the Redskins and the Dolphins. That's the guy you want to watch tonight and see if he makes progress. This game is new to him, and whether or not he can make adjustments. He had an okay start in Edmonton in the first preseason game, but it wasn't lights out. You want to see some more progress from Beck in this game tonight.
LU, you mentioned that Kevin Glenn is capable of taking a team to the end of November, which he, of course, has done before in the CFL. So from that, I want to ask you about the Grey Cup. Tickets went on sale today for the 102nd Grey Cup, which will be at BC Place in late November. So my question is, do you feel at this point, without a single regular season game being played, that the BC Lions, a team that that didn't miss the playoffs but lost in the first round of the playoffs, are the Lions capable of being in that game here at BC Place?
Oh, sure. Nothing like putting me on the spot, right? I mean, it is only the second preseason game of the year. I find it interesting that there are tout services out there that list the Lions as the betting favorite, 14-5 or something like that. I really found that interesting. Saskatchewan comes back to the pack as a Grey Cup champion. Calgary, I think, is going to be very strong. They had a good team last year. Edmonton looks a little bit improved, and Winnipeg, it's kind of a crapshoot because it's a brand new organization over there. You know what? I'm not sure I'd lay that bet on the Lions just yet, but it's going to be an awfully, awfully competitive West Division, isn't it always? They have as good a chance as any, and certainly home playoff game is certainly the initial goal for the Lions.
Well, LU, we look forward to seeing what you have to say tonight at provincesports.com and, of course, in the coming week before the Lions open their regular season June 28th against the Edmonton Eskimos. Thanks, LU.
My pleasure. Looking forward to it.